So let's go back to our home.jsx. So where is it? So here is our component. So before we add the form inputs component, so let's add also div, and let's add form and form. So we'll add action later. So now we can add our form inputs components. So next, what we need, as I told you, we need to add the drop down. So let's add div with class drop zone and class drop zone. So for the div that has class drop zone, so it will have label, and the label, let's add the HTML4. So let's use image input. So let's add here image inputs. And for the label, let's give it also a class. And class will be drop zone label, drop zone label. And let's add inside, so we can add same text that we have here. So let's copy and paste. Okay. So now we have the label. Next we need input, so like we have done here, so we need also input. So we need to move to the top, not down. So we need input like we have done here. Let's copy the input and paste it here. So here we don't need on change or the at change. So we accept the images, it's hidden, and the name is file. The type is file, the name is image input, and ID, let's keep it as the same here. And we need on change. So the on change we will add another function that will handle the on change. So let's now display only the drop zone. So now we are done with drop zone. So let's save and see what we have here. So let's go. So as you can see, we have drag and drop your images or your image here. So let's do something. Let's add. So we have already style CSS here, so we can copy it from the home.view and reuse it. Let's go here, reuse it inside index.css. So save. Let's take a look. So as you can see now, it's showing the drop zone. So we need also the styles for our. So let's go to the form. I think it's inputs components. So let's see here. So here we have CSS. Let's copy the CSS that we have here. And same thing, let's paste it inside our index.css. So let's format the document, save, let's take a look. So now it's better. Let's bring also, so I think we have style.css. So here we can get styles and also paste them here. So let's paste here and save. Let's take a look. So now as you can see, it's better. Okay, so everything is now styled. So now we can drag and drop our files here. So let's handle drag and drop. And also when the user clicks and chooses a file. So first, so I think now, okay, let's skip the home.view. So if we need it, so if we find it. Okay, so let's start first with the handle drop function. So it's the same thing like we have done here. So let's go. So where is the function here? So handle drop. So you can copy and paste it here. So let's add it here. So this function, what will do, so it will receive the event like we have done, and it will call, so let's add another, so to change the name of the functions for each project, let's name it handle file, and the handle file will receive events.data transfer.files of 0. Okay. So next, what we need to do, so let's also add, as I told you, the handle file. So let's go here, we have the handle file change. Okay, so let's copy and paste it here. So here, let's change it from handle file change to handle file select. So when the user selects file. So it's the same thing. So we have the event, we call, let's change it to handle file, we call the handle file image and a handle file function, and we give it the image or the file. And as I told you before, when we created our view project, so we need to add events.targets.value, and we give it an empty string. So to ensure that even if you choose the same image file multiple times, so the component will know the selection or will know the file and compress it. Okay, because sometimes when you choose the same image again, so it doesn't work. So that's why we need to change the events targets.value to an empty string. Okay. So now we have the handle drop, we have the handle file select, so we need to use them. And to use them, let's move down. So here we have our drop zone. So let's first add on drop. So when the user drops the file, so we need to call the handle drop. And like we have done here, so to prevent, let's go to the top. So to prevent the browser from opening the file in another tab, so we have added on the drag over dot prevent. So we need to do the same thing also here inside our home.jsx. So let's add on drag. So we have over, and here we can get the event, and once we have the event, so we need to use e.prevent default. Okay, and same thing on the drag leave. Okay, so let's add here on drag leave, and that's all. So now when the user drops a file, so it will not open in another tab. Okay. So next we need also to add on change for our file. So on change, so what we need to do, we need to handle file select. Okay. So for now, let's do something. Let's just console and log until, so we don't have the handle file. Okay, let's add the handle file and only console and log until we add other, or we add the content of the function. So the function is handle file, and as I said, it will receive the file. So let's for now just console and log the file, and later we add the code to compress the image. So for now, let's only handle or console and log the file. So let's refresh and see what we have here. So let's drag and drop a file and see if it will show us or it will console and log the file. So here is our file. So let's drop it here, and it's opened inside another tab. So let's take a look. So we have already added on drag over here and on drag leave here, same thing. So I think let's do something. So I think also, so here inside the handle drop function, so we need to do the same thing. So let's add same thing. So here events.prevent default. And now let's choose another file. So let's go back to our projects. Let's now paste it here or drop it here. So now as you can see, it did not open the file inside another tab. So let's take a look. So here is our file. So the AI generated the file, and here we have all the information. So here the value prop on input should not be null. So there is this problem. So form inputs.jsx, and we have here an HTML4 also inside the form. Okay, let's move to our form inputs. So here is the for here. So I think so here also we have the for. Okay, let's change it to for HTML. So here is it for HTML. So I think it's for HTML. Let's see. So uppercase or so here we have the label. So the for which is uppercase. Okay, let's so HTML for not for HTML. So HTML for HTML also here for and here also. So save. Let's refresh the page and see what is the other error. So here inside this one, which is so I did not, so I have added the value here, which is the file dot or file info dot width. So it's telling us here that it's null. Okay, we can do something. Let's go to our home.jsx and change it here from null to an empty string. Okay, so save. Let's refresh again. See, so now the error has disappeared. So now we can drag and drop, and also we can choose file. Let's also choose file and see. So if I click here, so let's choose this file. So now let's check our console. So as you can see, we have a file here. Okay. So now we have added the events when we drop a file and when we select a file. Okay. So let's move now to the next, which is the handle file function. So here we need to add code so we can display the image or preview the image before we compress it, because we need to preview the image and then we add the compress button and we compress it. Okay, so let's do that now.